It may not have been the PlayStation's Halo killer, but there's no question that when Guerrilla Games created Killzone, they created a very popular first-person shooter franchise. We're playing the latest game. It's called Killzone Mercenary. It's out for the Vita. This brings a single-player campaign, and it also brings a rich multiplayer collection of options in here as well.
They shoot.
This, I think, from a technical standpoint, does finally deliver on the Vita's promise of being a first-person shooter console for the portable generation. And you will be knocked out as soon as you load this thing up. How quickly everything moves, and just the incredible amount of detail and all the way light glances off the water and the incredible scope of it all. I mean, you cannot argue with what is there.
Yeah, the vector ruins and the destroyed neon and all of the smoke and carnage and lighting effects. I mean, this is a rich, beautiful world that they've created for this thing.
It's a real first-person shooter on a handheld, and all the other first-person shooters leading up to this moment have been a little bit boring and a little bit dry. As far as first-person shooters go on the Vita, it's the most lively experience you can have.
Also some, I think, very interesting uses of the touchscreen functionality of the device as well.
Interesting, not necessarily
I like
good.
them. I like them. I mean, you can press buttons to avoid, you know, doing swipes and stuff like that, but I dig the idea
I felt like
that
it was far to reach to try to get to the center.
I especially like the idea of doing swipes and gestures to assassinate different enemies, and I thought that was actually very effective. It was a good piece of game design right in there.
This is a pretty challenging game. I mean, some of the checkpoints are pretty far apart. There are moments when I would die and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to go all the way back here and kill all these guys again.
Part of the difficulty curve here is the fact that there's a lot of detail, and enemies are small and they're far off in the distance sometimes, especially the sniper guys.
The screen is too claustrophobic.
Yeah, and you can't see everybody, and you do get surrounded. I mean, the enemy AI in this thing is way better than what you're kind of expecting a handheld shooter. And I forgave that this was my problem with it, because it's a lot of game. It really plays nicely, and I think it's a nice distillation of a lot of the mechanics that we played in previous Killzone games in a portable package like this.
That's not the biggest problem with the game, though. I'll tell you what the biggest problem is. There's not one single environment in this game that you haven't seen before in previous shooters. There's not one single character in this game
the
that you haven't seen before.
They're more annoying here than they've been before.
Everything is cliche in this game, and the game tries to revel in the cliche instead of trying to do anything original.
Something to think about.
You can quibble about all of the constraints and all the issues, but this is I think it's the best portable first-person shooter I've ever played.
Why is this the best we can do? This is an incredible platform. We deserve better. We need to demand better.
It's pretty damn good, man.
Technically, it's good.
But it's also fun. It's fun.
There's nothing original, and there's no soul in this thing.
It's undone by some of the silly script choices and some of the character choices and stuff.
What was rightfully ours will be ours again. Nothing can deny us an historic victory.
If you want a first-person shooter on your Vita, this is the one to get for sure.
We're done talking here.
What are you giving Killzone Mercenary?
5 out of 10.
5? You are too hard on this.
Stop it.
Gets an 8 from me.
Be ridiculous.